Okay, welcome to another episode of Build with Raymond, and today we are just going to go through our sprints. So it's been a while since I ran a sprint review live on video, right? So this sprint was a little bit different. I wasn't focused on building features, right? So there's hardly anything new things being shipped this 2 weeks, but instead what was being done was to focus a little bit more on SEO, and I'm actually going to continue doing this a little bit more because traffic seems to be increasing. So let's take a look at what was done this sprint from all around. So the first one is the new landing page. So Wiz has recently just got a whole new look. The idea here is to follow more of the YC landing page kind of like example, where you try to be very clear on what the product is about and less on like corporate speak and all. So the whole point of this is actually to try to connect and build a rapport with the audience really quickly. So it's kind of like if you read this and you don't get this, you're probably not the audience, right? So immediately the next thing you see is trusted by this company. So these are actual companies that are already using Wisp. And so previously we don't have this because we don't have customers, but today I think there's a good variety of like customers on board with, and I really like these guys because they are a chicken farm, and these are typical like startups, AI startup and crypto startup, right? So there's a good variety of like portfolio companies that are using Wisp already. So then we go into like, hey, what kind of, do you recognize this, right? Are you a startup that is, going really fast, but then like, content update is kind of like slowing you down. So we agitate the problem further, and then before we deliver the solutions and all of that, right? So this is kind of like a generic like YC startup-ish kind of template where we start off with problem agitation and then solutions after that. The next thing is I'm actually started on the outbound campaign. So I'm using Smart Leads here, and there is actually two campaigns that have recently just got started. There's actually two campaigns, one going to web development agencies and another one going to Next.js website owners. Something that I'm trying out, you can see that the amount of click-through is not bad for this, but something has happened to the campaign that resulted in it running for like a day or two. So this has been running about 2 or 3 days, and trying to fix this right now with my agency that's running this for me. Okay, so that's something I'm like capable of like just doing that myself, but I mean I'm already paying someone to like manage it, so why not? So this is something for me to see, how it looks like. Right now the stats are showing it's okay. I'm getting like 21 visitors here. I think 0 sign up so far. To see how that would look like if I continue to run this in increased volume. So the first few days is really just getting started. So there's actually a ramp up period for like the outbound volume. So the volume actually is very, very low in the first few days. And that's normal. Going to see like how this turns out in, a week or two time. The next one is SEO audit for title and description. I'll come to that later. Then another one is actually a corporate blog website that has just been released. So this is new. There hasn't been much, publications about it yet. I'm not listing this in a lot of places just yet. But the idea here is that if you're running a corporate blog, you might want this better. So this inspired a little bit by Ghost, the Ghost blog. The looks like that, and actually there's a way to theme it. You can see that you can select some of this theme that I've given, or you can just hit random to see like what comes out, right? So these are various themes that you can apply to this corporate blog to make it look nicer and style it to yourself. So it will replace the whole title. Something that I really like about this blog template is actually this table of content right here. Right, it's very popular with a lot of like high performing blog that is ranking high on SEO. So I really like this, right? And finally, the related post over here. So I have a fictitious like blog over here that's running like AI related news, right? Who knows? Maybe I'll make it something interesting. So I picked a random name for it. Okay, so next one, better full text search. Um, this so for instance, coming back to here, so we know that Wisp gets you full text search right out of the box. So over here we can let's search OpenAI, right? There you go. So previously it prioritizes by timing. Right now it's prioritizing by relevancy. So this is like the most relevant. So it starts from there before we go down in terms of like relevancy. So this is the better like search that I see here. And for the very first time, my database egress actually exceeds the super base free tier. So I just move the plan up to paid so that we can continue to deliver on customers' promise. But really, a lot of the traffic are generated by one or two blocks. So the power laws apply. And the question here is that actually one of them is still on the free tiers. Do I want that person to be still on the free tier, or am I going to like push them to a different paid tier? So I'm going to do a little bit more analysis on like the usage pattern before I make a decision on that. So numbers wise, so this week has been a lot more, this 2-3 weeks has been a lot more focused on traffic. And like revenue kind of like take a hit. Most of the things were pretty stagnant. There's like one lifetime purchase. Otherwise, there's nothing splendid to be reported here. The weekly active users has been falling also, but the number of total users and total blog posts has been increasing. So we shall see where does this go. Again, so updates on new blogs. These are new companies that is currently using us. So we total have like 37 companies that's using Wisp right now. For personal sites, we have about 28. So we see a little bit over 60 sites running on Wisp, at this point in time. So it's quite nice. So next thing on, what's driving conversion. So the traffic pattern has shifted, and you can start to see previously a lot of my converted traffic comes from Verso through the templates that I provide. And right now, a lot of it has started to come from like Google, right? So I'm seeing a little bit more organic signups, and you can see Reddit continues to provide some sort of traffic as well. So that was nice. And any other interesting things? Not really. Okay. So the next thing is ongoing experiments. So I've been doing a few things that is for SEO. So these are all marked as done. Certain things that I'm still doing right now. I'm still looking to hire for these two positions. Haven't really got to it. There has been some submissions. So if you're one of those guys that submitted, please wait. I'll get to it in the next couple of days. Next thing here is the introduction videos. When you log into the Wisp dashboard for the very first time, there's nothing greeting you except for a blank page. So that's not nice. I want to fix that. And something that I want to do is having a good directory of blog templates. Right now, like everything, everyone goes to Verso. What if I can build a much better template submissions than they do, right? And have a less opaque approval process over here, right? So something that I can do, and then to actually make more friends with YC founders, right? Thoughts and observations. So these are things that I have dug for insights around like growth, so that I can see like what's working, what's not working. So overall, you can see over the last 2 weeks, this is over 3 months. Over the last 1-2 weeks, SEO traffic from SEO has been climbing, which is good, I guess. It's starting to look promising. It's not just for some new keywords that I'm nailing, but also for existing web page that has been published for a while. And it's quite surprising that Google takes a while to kind of like rank them. But it gives me confidence around like publishing more frequently to actually grow the site. So I just came across this from Table over here. Table. There you go. He talked about growing Pally through this one blog post per day. So you can see at this point he started blogging like every single day with AI generated content polished by humans, and you can see his traffic growing to like 3,000 per day right over here. So it's kind of nice, right? Let's see where this goes, right? Try and add a little bit more, try and make it a bit more regular. You can start seeing like my new blog post talking about perplexity, talking about eyeballs on your project, Next.js 15. These are nice new keywords and projects that I'm doing. Things about building in public. This was really good. It's been linked to a lot. Yeah, let's get to that. So same thing, like if what you see here is also on Ahrefs. You can see that the domain rating is going up. The average rating is going up. Kind of nice. Backlink and referral domain, you can start to see like it's coming up a bunch. So it's nice. I don't really have an active link building strategy, so a lot of this are just whatever that Product Hunt has helped me. Something to note is that whenever I do get on front page of Hacker News or Reddit, the number of backlink also suddenly explodes. So this is really nice because there's a lot of syndicated content that points to your site through news feeds, syndicated feeds, and all when you get onto this site. So it's a nice after effect of that. So keywords wise, it's growing. So 380 plus, that's a nice number. But in terms of size wise, my competitors are easily two order of magnitude more than me. So that's something to work on, right, before you get there. In terms of traffic, you can see that it was growing very miserably from like 3-4 people a day in terms of organic traffic to about 46 a day. And they kind of estimate the value to be like 500 plus dollars. Previously it was like just I guess $8 to 558. So it's kind of nice to see that these are potentially ad spend that I don't have to spend anymore. At this point, I'm more convinced that SEO is going to be a strategy that works better for me than buying ads. I tried buying ads. $500 budget doesn't really get me anywhere. This is nice, right? I would prefer this than having a $500 campaign on AdWords at this point in time, right? So you can start seeing things growing, right? Over the last 2-3 days, organic traffic really took off. There were some keywords that kind of nailed this, right? In particularly Next.js launch for Next.js 15 was something that I kind of put a little bit more attention to and actually kind of paid off, right? And besides that, I've been noticing that some of my previously dead page are right now getting indexed and being suggested by Google and bringing in traffic. So those are really, really nice. So I'm going to show you things that are pages that are getting traffic. So one is competition. This is nice. You can see getting quite a bit of click from here. Upgrading Next.js 15 with a new keyword. You can see 1, 2, and there's actually three blog posts that's getting traffic already. Certain things like breaking out of Tailwind project, Bootstrap remix, Next 14 app router and post example. So these are all nice articles that are getting traffic, right? Maybe I'll renew some of these things from Next 14 to Next 15 and have a separate page for it. So let's take a look at maybe what moved the needle. At this point, I'm still convinced that SEO is still mumbo jumbo. It's very hard to pinpoint what it is, but I can talk about what could have moved the needle for me. So the first one is I'm doing a little bit more promotion outside of my own site on Reddit and Hacker News. I like them because they don't really require you to have followers and then be posting regularly. You don't get extra bonus because you have posted more. So it's more meritocratic in that sense, but it also means that it's harder for you to rank, right? So I had a initial post about home server setup, where I was hosting Llama 3.2, right? And that took off on Hacker News, right? And I actually make a quick video to kind of like point it, and there are some like trickle of traffic coming into Wiz from there when people just find that you're a little bit more interesting. So that was nice. So the route was very indirect. It was kind of like home server projects on Hacker News, bringing people to Gig. People who are interested in that might come onto Wiz after they found out that I'm working on it. So in that one single post on Hacker News page 1, Gig's own domain rating went from 12 to 21, so that was crazy. The next thing that kind of moved the needle is actually Reddit's post. So the first one was this post that was a couple of days ago, where I was breaking down this whole concept of like SSR on client component, because that was something that was confusing even to myself as well. So I made like this diagram over here to kind of like break the concept down, and it took off, right? So there was quite a good number of shares, like 71 shares on it, and people are visiting my site to read it. So it has a direct link. Usually this kind of things get marked as self-promotional and get ripped off, but because this is providing a lot of value within the post itself, it worked. And there was nothing that I need to hack and try to make it like viral or what. The next one is upgrading to Next.js 15. I opened a discussion thread to talk about it, and the link actually brought people to YouTube to see like how I upgraded to Next 15 within 5 minutes, and that also links to Wiz in its own the description. And because of that, you can see that it's the second highest performing video that I have at this point in time, because it was traffic are kind of like sourced from outside instead of like trying to find the YouTube's organic traffic. So you can see by ranking by view, it got 300 in the first 2 days, and of course like nothing really beats this one, which I talked about in my post. But you can see like in comparison to all my previous posts, last 10 posts, this is amazing. Like it's couple of it's manifold better than that, right? And to be honest, like a lot of like the build with Raymond ones are probably ranking around like that, right? So I expect this video to land somewhere there too. Okay, so those are working. So this three really move the needle on traffic, and also some of the links. The next one is increasing backlinks and hence domain rating. So some things is that I moved my template blog URL from Verso to Wisp, and this actually led to Verso linking directly to Wisp and bumping my DR up. Not sure if it's a 2-point bump directly from this, or it's just like compounded with a lot of other blogs that's linking back. So a lot of blogs are right now running powered by Wisp. Every time I have a winner under here, I get more links from a more diverse set of websites. So Google thinks I am more important, right? So that works. And blogging on emerging terms is working. I can see it worked, right? Not making a hypothesis right now. So Next 15 was recently launched, and I was just trying to work on it by writing 3 or 4 different blog posts, looking at it from different angle, what's new, what's broken, how do I do the upgrade. And within the like 2-3 days of posting, I actually getting like 17 click through. And I think if you search for Next 15 upgrade, you can see there you go, this is owned by me, right? This is direct link to Wisp, and then okay, Next 15. There you go. So this is owned by me. while it's on Reddit. So there's a few keywords that eventually leads to my resources. So those are nice. What else? Okay, yeah, you get it. Okay, there you go. So some of this keywords is already showing my results, and I'm ranking higher than some of the more established sites in that area, which is really nice. So one of my strategies is actually to kind of like anchor a little bit more on like Next.js like ecosystem, rather than to be like, oh, manage a blog on your website, right? This makes it more targeted. So this like content pillar makes sense for me, so I'm going to double down on it. Something that I haven't been paying much attention but decided to take a look while doing my SEO audit was actually a glossary page. So glossary page looks like this, right? If you scroll to the bottom, there's a glossary, click on it, explore definition of terms related to front end, there's CMS and WISPs, and there's like this long list of things. But so all of them are AI generated. I actually didn't write any of them myself, and yeah, just organically over the last 3 months, I actually didn't change them for months, right? And you can see that the impression and clicks, impression is taking off, clicks are slowing, getting more and more dense. So that's nice. And previously, the title was just like, if I click into it, it just says RBCA. Oh, for those of you who are interested in SEO stuff, get this plugin. It's quite nice to just really click and see. There you go. So instead, previously it was just RBCA, right? Now I added what is RBCA, right? To kind of like, actually, let's search this. Let's see if this. Okay, not ranking. Yeah. So anyway, the idea of a glossary page is to allow people to land on your page when they are searching for something, right? And then at the end, it's like launch a blog with da 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 da. Right? Let's see how that looks like. But anyway, so I've been getting a lot more clicks recently, and I'm thinking like, hey, I'm gonna change a few things around. Number one, changing the SEO title to this. So hoping that this actually bumps it up in terms of like the matching, like it's able to match terms better, right? And yeah, to add more content that's related to the list of keywords that I'm targeting. So something I'm doing right now is that I'm actually keeping a list of keywords halfway, actually not halfway. So this is a list of keywords that I want to kind of like rank for. There's about 400 of them now, right? And that's something that I want to sift through and see what are some of the keywords that I'm missing and I should do more of. So there's automated, so to actually write the automated script to add more. But I just found out that I actually left the script inside my site the other time, so I can reuse that. Probably it's going to take my time from previously like 8 hours worth of effort down to like 2 hours. Let's see. Comparison page and detailed comparison page are working. So I have been, there's like this comparison section in WISP, right? So this together with some of my blogs that talks about comparison, there you go. So all right, some of these ones here, for instance, there you go. Some of these blog posts are working, right? And it's getting slightly more impression. And something you observe is that impressions starts to spike near the last couple of days, right? And it does seems like something is happening site-wide that is getting Google to push more users onto this site, regardless of like what's working and not. So some are earlier. So with the glossary page, you can start seeing the bump somewhere around here. There's some bump around here as well. 1, 2, right? But with other pages, you can start seeing. Actually, you can see it's roughly the same time. So something happens like site-wide that actually pushes traffic up occasionally when Google changes their algorithm. So this is working. Gonna do more of the page to be created. So right now, a lot of this is actually using this internal software that I've written called ACER. I don't have it right now, but it's capable of performing research based on the task, and from there to actually write a very comprehensive and well-sourced research article, right? So something that I would probably double down on and make this a little bit more robust. The current way, goes through the full flow of the article writing, and there's no way that I can, regenerate parts of it, like from, like some of the half steps. So I'm going to work on this agent that allows me to do multi-step and pausing and article writing, right? So the idea here is that you perform research, getting keywords, articles out from the wild, right? Performing your content structure, and going into the writing mode, and even for writing, there's multi-steps writing or something that is like, let's say, 2,000 words. So then what I want to do is that I want to be able to pause it at any of the point to say like, oh wait, you should also include this research content, oh wait, you should also include this image and all, and then allow it to progress further. Right, so that's something that I want to do a little bit more of, right? And also change the voice to use a little bit more of my voice rather than like a generic blank AI voice. So that's that. Another idea is to generate detailed comparison pages, to go beyond just the regular, oh look, this is the history, this is the price, this is some of the feature, but actually to scour real life comments, real life reviews on the different products and see how it can be used to supplement like the decision making process when choosing like a CMS. And of course to add more CMSs. There's like already a million of them out there. The next thing that I was working on was actually the SEO title and description metadata. So mine was shit. And the idea was to look at how my competitors are doing it and to remap all of them. So this is like the after of it. I can show you some of my research on Vanity metadata sprint. There you go. So this is my research material when I was doing metadata. So I was looking at all the different sites, Sanity, Strappy, Contentful, like what are they using for title, what are they using for descriptions, right? Which is why I say, so let's say I want to rank for a keyword, let's say headless CMS, right? So I look at, okay, this one and this one and this one, right? Click on this, there you go. Headless CMS, explain what is a headless CMS and do you need one. So this is something that you see, you don't see it here, right? But it appears in Google search, right? Learn what a headless CMS is, right? So this doesn't do it justice because it's not doing the rich text things, but it's even better, it just highlights the content from here. Contentful and Jamstack wise, you can see headless CMS explained in 1 minute, right? So this is what appears on Google search, and you want to make it such that people want to read your content by just reading this two thing itself, right? So the idea here is to make it easy for Google to do it, right? Because if you make the job hard for them, then obviously people they're not linking to you and people are not clicking through. So the idea here is actually to make all of this make sense for people. Okay, so that was the work done there, right? I reworded almost all major pages, and several pages are automated one. I really like this one. I'll share with you this, right? So if you go to Wiz, compare Wiz with another CMS, it will appear as alternative to something, right? So if it's Sanity, it would be alternative to Sanity. Meanwhile, if you compare two CMSs without Wiz, then it would just be A versus B, right? So this is really cute. Okay. This is me just taking a snapshot so that I can come back to see like what's the effect of this. Okay, so another thing is that I'm looking at some of the websites in the wild. This is crazy. Like there's this website called Pixify, and they are getting like tens of thousands of traffic from just content itself, and all the content are branded content. So branded keywords. So all of these you can see top keyword, bot, zero GPT, sales writer, humanizer, all of these things, and you can see that this blog is getting like all this traffic, like crazy amount of traffic on this, and drawing lessons from it, I can talk about adjacent topics like AI writer, auto blogging, writing tools, humanizers, all of these things to get people to think about that on my site. On Twixify, so you can see it's not a high domain rating website. It's only like 25. Mine is easily more than double of its, right? So I have more potential at ranking for a lot of these things, right? And it's getting like 4.48k traffic with like this kind of content. So I'm thinking like, hey, if I'm doing this right myself, I'm probably going to get much more. So let's see, right? A lot of this strategy, he actually revealed it. That's why I always look at builders' content. That's why I do this thing, right? Because some of these things could be interesting for people and can help you along. All right, coming back to this, so So he did a SaaS. There's some blog content. They do some AI stuff. They do links, reciprocal links, and he scraped like this site called there's an AI for that. This one, right? For content, from contact and contacted them, right? So there are sites, there's content on his sites for humanizing AI content, which I thought is quite nice. And I think a lot of the strategy was targeting emerging keywords, right? So a lot of these are high growth startups and high growth companies. So what if you write about all these companies, as their keywords picking up? So that is actually quite an interesting strategy, I felt, right? So probably something that I would do in the next upcoming sprint, right? To actually target a lot of like upcoming keywords like that. So something about paid conversions, so to reflect on why traffic is growing, or what should I do when traffic is growing but people aren't converting to pay just yet. A lot of conversion are for the lifetime pass, which is as expected, because these are one-time project payment. I can buy it, forget it, right? I'm thinking like whether I should have a lower tier subscription that kind of like tagged to more personal websites and kept at certain users and lower limits. And I'm going to start enforcing limits for free. So right now it's based on like fair usage policies, but apparently some people do not know what is fair usage. So like I'm actually going to prescribe like what fair usage means on the free tier, and also to introduce something like a light tier in between for those people who want the same level of service, but without like the attribution requirements. Okay. So, but this is not really a big thing for me right now. It's just mildly annoying that there are customers that are riding on this, and the worst is that they don't actually have a lot of traffic, but they're just doing load tests on my API. So that's really annoying. Next sprint. So these are after all this reflection, these are the things that I want to focus on for the upcoming sprint. The first one is actually for WizBlog to actually adopt the table of content at the site, right? It's highly valuable, and I'll actually want to publish that as a library so that people can actually use this. So if you look at the corporate site right now, this is programmatically generated from the content, and I thought this is an amazing like NPM like plugin, because people can just use it for any HTML based CMS, right? So even people outside of my ecosystem can actually benefit from that, right? So that's something that I'll probably do. Next one is to update. Actually, let me write that down. Oh, something I like about Obsidian is that you can always do this. Release TOC generator as npm package. There you go. Okay, coming back here. Okay, update and maintain master keyword list. So I'm writing down the list. It's very annoying because it's very long. Where's that list? This keyword list. To get an idea of like what I want to focus on is very annoying because it's very long. So I'm gonna work on that. Next one is to write articles and move content around the keywords. So actually to do a little bit of keyword alignment to make sure that existing contents are trying to target those keywords and actually fix them. The next one is cite sections for AI content. So I'm not sure how I like to do this right now because blog is something that I want to do more of like personal content about growth and stuff. But if it's interleaved with a lot of like AI generated content, it's going to lose a lot of like its authenticity. So what I want to do is actually to have a segregated section on Wisp that is primarily AI generated content with high value still, but like not so much authenticity coming from like an actual person building it, experiencing some of this problem and so on and so forth. So that's something that I'm seriously considering having a separate section. Something to easy low lying fruit is glossary update. Now that I found a script that I've written in the past to do that, it's going to be taking me like an hour or two. The next thing is to actually focus outbound on Next.js site owner. So there are some traffic coming from there. Let's see if they actually start paying off by itself. The idea is that by next month this should start paying for itself. I should break even on this like one strategy by itself. Right? Let's see how that goes. The next one is I talked about onboarding video, so that's something that I would like to do. So it's been pretty long, about close to 40 minutes already, but trying to add a lot of value around how I think about primarily SEO and growth and outbound growth this week. Yeah, so let me know if you find any of this useful. If not, I'll see you in the next video.